Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you very much for joining us today. We wanted to seek the blessings of Radha Madhav, Radha Shyam Sundar, Krishna Vanaram, Gaurita, Shri Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, and the assembled devotees, so that we can continue to look at these wonderful Sapta Rishis. Now, we've actually looked at, briefly at least, at the Sapta Rishis of this Manvantara, Vaivasvat Manu. And they are basically Atri Rishi, and then Bharatvaj. Then we got Kashyap Muni, Gautam Rishi, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Vashishta Muni, Vishwamitra, and Kashyap Muni. Those are the 7. So now we're looking at other famous Sapta Rishis from different Manvantaras, different ages. So Angira is one of them, Angira Muni, and he was there actually in the first one, Swayambur Manu. So there's probably about 8 or 9 of these other Sapta Rishis who came in previous ages. So we'll have a look at their interesting lives. So Angiras or Angira Rishi is a great sage who, along with sage Atharvan, is credited with having heard most of the 4th Ved, the Atharva Ved. He is also mentioned in the other 3 Vedas. While the list differs somewhat from text to text, no doubt from age to age, Angira is often included as one of the Sapta Rishis, or 7 great sages of the first Manvantara. He's also known as one of the 10 Manasaputras, the wish-born sons of Lord Brahma, or mind-born sons of Brahma. The wife of Angiras is Surupa, and they bore the 2 bore 3 children, 3 sons, Uttatya, Samvartana, and Brihaspati. Brihaspati is the spiritual master of the demigods. Other accounts are found referring to the Rishis' marriages to Smriti, the daughter of Daksha, and also to Shraddha. The name Angiras is applied generically to several Puranic individuals and things, a class of Pitris, the ancestors of man, who may be descended from the sage Angiras. In Rig Veda, Agni is also sometimes referred to as Angiras, or as a descendant of Angiras. Mandal 6 of Rig Veda is attributed to a family of Angiras. Agneya, the daughter of Agni and Agnayi, is considered to be the mother of Angiras. In the Rig Veda, there is a description of Lord Indra driving out cows from the cave where they had been imprisoned by the demon Val, or by multiple demons, the Panis. Indra gifted the cows to the Angiras. So, birth of Angiras Maharishi. In order to assist him in the process of creation, Lord Brahma created his first sons, the Manasaputras and the Prajapatis. After some time, by his will, by his Icha, he gave birth to another son from his Buddhi, intelligence. Thus, the son is called Manasaputra, a child born out of divine intellect. This son is Angiras. Brahma granted him a great divine glow, Tej, which is not a physical glow, but rather a transcendental emanation that will fill the 3 worlds. So he's a very, very powerful sage. Giving his first instructions to his son Angiras, Lord Brahma said, "Oh Angiras, you are my 3rd Manasaputra. the one born out of divine intellect. My creation is multiplied with several worlds and species. Humans and other species are growing in numbers, and generations and welfare of this creation is your purpose. So he's given him quite a task to look after his creation. Your mission is to come to me whenever I remember or recall you and fulfill my word from time to time. Whenever I design as your duty for the welfare of the creation, you must do. Whatever I desire, you must do. You must now go on a very long and unbroken penance and bequest its fruits to the welfare of all beings in the creation. You must remain so till I order you again to take up family life. Grihasthashram. So interesting, Lord Brahma is saying you should do your tapasya for the benefit of others. So this is, I mean, we can do the same. Of course, our tapasya is nothing compared to the tapasya of the sages. But if we do any austerities or any tapasya, then we can, like for example, Ekadashi, fasting on Ekadashi, we can give the benefit to others, and that's very, very nice. So Brahma is instructing him, you got to do your tapasya for the welfare of others. Angiras replies, you are the reason for my birth and all of this creation, and therefore you are my almighty Lord. You create us with infinite and unconditional love. You are all-knowing, you are omnipotent. You created me with a purpose in mind. Though you do not need anybody's assistance, you are asking me to do this penance. I shall consider it as your grace, an opportunity to serve you. I will obey your very word. So this is a very good example of how to deal with your elders, especially those who have provided for you. There's a saying in the UK that you don't bite the hand that feeds you. So Angiras proceeded to perform intense penance, turning his senses inward and meditating on Parabrahman. His tejas increased infinitely by his penance. The great tejas he got by birth had multiplied infinitely by his penance. He attained many divine qualities, powers and riches, and control over many worlds. But he was oblivious to all the worldly attainments and did not stop his penance. So he wasn't overawed by opulence. Having attained many divine qualities, powers and riches, and control over many worlds, Angiras still remained oblivious to material desires and did not stop his tapa. Due to his penance, he thus attained the state of Brahm Rishi. So very powerful. The great Rishi had visions of many Vedic mantras and brought them to the earthly planets, where he is known as the source of a great number of Vedic hymns and mantras. The whole creation was blessed by the wisdom from his word. He is credited as being the source of a great number of Vedic hymns and mantras, and also believed to have introduced fire worship along with the sage Bhrigu. So this is interesting. This shows a little bit of the history of Vedic sacrifices and how these sages can influence the worship of the Lord. Queen Cholle Devi, whose husband had been blessed by Lakshmi Devi, Cholla Devi did not recognize the goddess of fortune when she arrived at the queen's mansion in disguise. For her neglect, the queen was cursed and given the head of a sow. What's that? Was given the head of a sow.
Big.
Oh, okay, thank you. She flew to the sage Angiras, who taught her the secret of a Mahalakshmi Vrata, through the potency of which she was able to be restored to her human form. So Angiras was very, very intelligent. There you go. Queen Chola Devi before the hermit sage Angiras Vritaraj. You'll see how simply the sage lives, even if he controls many worlds. Very, very renounced. Just has a little loincloth on, a little hut with a water pot. No big mansions or big Rolls Royces. So that's Angiras. Tomorrow tomorrow is something else. Hira Panchami. So we'll have a look at the arrival of Lakshmi Devi at where is she here, right? She arrived?
Gundicha.
Oh yeah, the Gundicha. Thank you. And then the day after, we'll have a look at Bhigu Muni. Bhigu Muni is extremely interesting personality. So any questions, any comments?
Prabhuji,
Yes, anyway.
when these great rishis, when they meditate, they meditate 24 hours continuously.
Pretty much, yeah. And I think because especially they had great powers. They were in Satyug, so they were more easily inclined to long periods of meditation. That's right. That's right. Probably 24/7, yeah.
Yeah, no worry about animals coming near them and killing them or no.
They had such power. No worries about hunger or thirst even. Like a bit like Hiranyakashipu, because he was doing some amazing tapasya. Crazy tapasya, actually. So if he could do it, the sages definitely could do it.
And it says 10 Manas Putra of Brahma. Narad Muni was one of them, isn't it?
Narad Muni.
Angira. I don't know who the others are.
Atri, Pulatsya, Pullaha, Kratu, Bhrigu, Vashishta, Taksha, and Narad Muni. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah. And then also there's Swayambhur Munu, Kardam Muni. These are all Manasaputras. Marichi. The 4 Kumaras also. They didn't have a mother.
Yes, 4 Kumaras. Rudra.
Shiva. Yeah, Rudra.
Shiva. Okay.
That's right. It's quite a few. It's quite a few.
Thanks, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well done. It's very good, good knowledge you've got. Anybody else? Okay. Thank you so much. Angiras Muni ki jai.